Independence Day. My name is Amita Prasad and I will be your host for the day. It's my great pleasure to warmly welcome you to The Great Sculptor, an interview series and an award that recognizes the inspiring journeys of parents with differently able children. Every child is a different kind of a flower, and all of them together make this world a beautiful garden. Saying this, I assure you that this program will be informative and will give you an insight on parents' perspective of raising their differently able child. I feel honored to welcome today. We have with us today our esteemed guests for the day. Firstly, Dr. Indumati Rao. She's a founder of regional coordinator for CBR Network, working in 9 South Asian countries. The focus of her work is inclusive development for all, especially those who are most disadvantaged due to disability, aging, and poverty. She is a former member of National Commission for Persons with Disability and Advisory Committee for National Commission for Protection of Child Rights. It's a pleasure to have you with us today, ma'am. I request Dr. Indumati to briefly share with us a few words.
ನಿರ್ಮಲಾ, ಕನ್ನಡನಾ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್? ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಭಾರತ ಇವತ್ತು 74ನೇ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯೋತ್ಸವಕ್ಕೆ ಅಡಿ ಇಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಬಹಳ ಸಂಭ್ರಮದ ದಿನನೇ. ಏಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಬಹಳ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಪಾತ್ರ ವಹಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯ ಇಲ್ದಿರೋ ಬದುಕೇನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯ ಇಲ್ದಿರ ಬದುಕ್ತಾ ಇರೋಂಥವ್ರನ್ನ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ, ಅವರ ನೋವನ್ನ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅದರ ನೋವು ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದರಿಂದ ಆಗುವಂತ ಮಾನಸಿಕವಾಗಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಜೀವನದ ಮೇಲೆ ಆಗುವಂತ ಪರಿಣಾಮದ ಅರಿವು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ತಗೊಂಡಿರುವಂತ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ, ನಾನು ಈಗ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದಿನಗಳಿಂದ ನಾನು ನಿರ್ಮಲಾ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಇಂಟರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಬಹಳ ವಿಶಿಷ್ಟವಾದಂತ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ. ಏಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂಥರ ಈ ವಿಶೇಷ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇರೋ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿ ಒಂಥರ ಎಲೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಕಾಯಿ ತರ. ಅವ್ರ ಪಾಡಿಗೆ ಅವರು ನಿಶಬ್ದವಾಗಿ ನಿರಂತರವಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ತಪಸ್ಸನ್ನೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ತುಂಬಾ ಸಲ ನಾನು ಪೋಷಕರ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡಿದಾಗ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವ್ ಯಾವ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವ ಪೂಜೆನೂ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು 10 ಜನ್ಮಕ್ಕಾಗೋಷ್ಟು ಪುಣ್ಯ ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಇವದೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಡಿ, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಲೇಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ನೀವು. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಬಹಳ ನಿಸ್ವಾರ್ಥವಾದಂತ ಒಂದು ತಪಸ್ಸನ್ನ ವಿಶೇಷ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇರುವಂತ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿ ಅವರ ಪಾತ್ರ ಏನಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಬಹಳ ದೊಡ್ಡದು. ಇದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹಲವಾರು ಪುಸ್ತಕಗಳು ಬರೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನನಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಹೃದಯ ಸ್ಪರ್ಶಿಯಾದಂತ ಒಂದು ಉಲ್ಲೇಖ ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಪಲ್ಸ್ ಬಕ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, ಇದು ಗುಡ್ ಅರ್ತ್ ಅನ್ನೋಂಥ ಪುಸ್ತಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಕೆ ಬರೀತಾಳೆ, ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ದೇಶ ತಾನು ತುಂಬಾ ಸುಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ ಅಂತ ಜಂಬ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋಂತ ವಿಶೇಷ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇರೋ ಮಕ್ಕಳ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಬುದ್ಧಿಮಾಂದ್ಯತೆ ಇರೋ ಮಕ್ಕಳು, ಅವರ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಗತಿ ನೋಡಿ ಆ ದೇಶ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸುಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅದ್ರ ಬಂಡವಾಳ ಅದಲ್ಲೇ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ತುಂಬಾ ತೀವ್ರವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾಳೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಜೇನೆಟ್ ಕಾರ್ ಅಂತ ಒಬ್ಬ ಬಹಳ ಹೆಸರಾಂತ ಮನಃಶಾಸ್ತ್ರಜ್ಞೆ, ಆಕೆ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಅತಿ ತೀವ್ರವಾದಂತ ಬುದ್ಧಿಮಾನತೆ ಇರುವಂತ ಮಗಳ ತಾಯಿ, ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಅವರು. ಆಕೆ ಬರೀತಾಳೆ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ, ಆಕೆ ಪುಸ್ತಕದ ಟೈಟ್ಲೇ ಬಹಳ ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿದೆ, ಡಸ್ ಶಿ ನೋ ಶಿ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಅಂತ ಪುಸ್ತಕದ ಟೈಟ್ಲು. ಆಕೆ ಬರೀತಾಳೆ, 1000 ಸಾವು ಒಂದು ಮನೇಲಿ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಸಂಭವಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಆ ಮನೇಲಿ ಏನು ಎಷ್ಟು ಗ್ಲಾನಿ ಕ್ಲೇಶ ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಅಷ್ಟು ನೋವನ್ನ ಅಂಗವಿಕಲತೆ ಇರೋ ಮಗುನ ಹೆತ್ತಂತ ತಾಯಿ ಪ್ರತಿಕ್ಷಣ ಅನುಭವಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾಳೆ ಅಂತ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂವೇದನಾಶೀಲತೆ, ಸಹೃದಯತೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇದ್ರೂನು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಷ್ಟು ತೀವ್ರವಾದ ನೋವು. ಅದು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋ ಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಸಮಾಜ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಗಾಬರಿ ಹುಟ್ಟಿಸೋಂತ ವಿಷಯನೇ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಪಂದಿಸುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಬಹಳ ವಿಶಿಷ್ಟವಾದಂತ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮನ ಇವತ್ತು ಅಮರ್ನಾಥ್ ಸೌಂದರ್ಯ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂದ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಟ್ಟಿರುವಂತ ಹೆಸರು ಕೂಡ ಬಹಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತ ಏನು ಪೋಷಕರ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಮುತ್ತು ರತ್ನಗಳು ಹೊಳೆಯೋದಿದೆಯೋ ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಪ್ರೇರಣೆ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಬಹಳ ಪ್ರಾತಸ್ಮರಣೀಯ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳು ಇವರು. ಜಗತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗೋದು ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಯಾವ ಪಬ್ಲಿಸಿಟಿ ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ನಂಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇನ್ನಷ್ಟು ಪೋಷಕರ ಅಂತಸತ್ವ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಆ ತರ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಈ ಒಂದು ವಿಶೇಷವಾದಂತ ದಿನ ಅಂತ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯೋತ್ಸವದ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊಸದೊಂದು ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯ, ಹೊಸದೊಂದು ಸೂರ್ಯೋದಯ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಬದುಕಲಿ ಮೂಡ್ ಬರ್ಲಿ. ಇವಾಗ ನ್ಯೂ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಪಾಲಿಸಿ ಅಂತ ಏನು ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ತಂದಿದೆಯೋ ಅದು ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಾಂಟಮ್ ಲೀಪ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಒಂದು ಹೊಸ ಪರ್ವಾನೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡೋದಿದೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲೇ ಅಂಗವಿಕಲತೆ ಇರೋ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ 6ನೇ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ 1ನೇ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ವಿಶೇಷವಾದ ಸವಲತ್ತುಗಳನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಯಾವುದು ಈ ಹೊಸ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ನೀತಿ. ದಾಸ್ಯದ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಇಷ್ಟು ದಿವಸ ಪಡೆದಿದ್ವಿ, ದಾಸ್ಯ ಮುಕ್ತ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಇನ್ ಮುಂದೆ ಪಡೆಯೋರಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಶೇಷ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇರೋರನ್ನ ಸೇರಿಸಿರುವಂತ ಪ್ರಪ್ರಥಮ ಯಾವುದು ಇವಾಗಿರುವಂತ ಪ್ರಧಾನಿಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೃತಜ್ಞತೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಬಹಳ ಕಳಕಳಿಯಿಂದ ತುಂಬಾ ಆಸಕ್ತಿ ವಹಿಸಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಶಿಕ್ಷಣದ ಒಂದು ಮುಖ್ಯ ಧಾರೆಗೆ ವಿಶೇಷ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇರೋ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವರ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಹಿನಿಗೆ ತರೋ ಕೆಲಸನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನನ್ನ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳು. ಮತ್ತೆ ನಿರ್ಮಲಾ ಅವರು ಬಹಳ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಶ್ರಮ ವಹಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ನಂಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು. ಯಾವ ಕೆಲಸನೂ ಸುಲಭವಾಗಿ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಲೆವೆಲ್ ತರಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹಗಲು ರಾತ್ರಿ ಶ್ರಮ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ದೇವ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಒಳ್ಳೇದ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿರ್ಮಲಾ ಅವರೇ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕೃತಜ್ಞತೆಗಳು. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
Thank you, ma'am, for your kind words. Our second guest of the day is Dr. Meena Jain. Dr. Meena Jain has more than 2 decades of rich experience and expertise in the area of special education and specific learning disability, child psychology, and other specialized areas. She's got an opulent knowledge in management and administration of NGOs and schools. She's also an advisor of Amara Soundarya Foundation, and it is our pleasure to welcome her today. She was supposed to join us today, but unfortunately she has not been able to do so due to unavoidable circumstances. However, she sends in her warmest wishes, and we're very grateful for these wishes and her constant support. Our third guest of the day is Dr. Ravi Kumar. He is currently working as a consultant pediatric at Esther CMI Hospital. He has undertaken a specialist training in childhood epilepsy and neurology in reputed teaching hospitals in London, and he's a faculty member of the British Pediatric Neurology Association. It is our pleasure to welcome you today, sir. I request Dr. Ravi Kumar to briefly share with us a few words.
Hi, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ and best wishes on the occasion of the Independence Day. I'm sorry I was traveling and I managed to join on time.
That's nice.
ಈಗ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಇಂದುಮತಿ ಅವರು ಹೇಳಿದ ಮಾತು ಪ್ರಕಾರನೇ ಮಹಾತ್ಮ ಗಾಂಧಿ ಅವರದೊಂದು ಮಾತಿದೆ, the worth of a civilization is assessed by how well you look after the weakest ಅಂತ. Even though our special children are not the weakest, they are the one who are most vulnerable. And today this program, The Great Sculptor, I think it's a very apt title. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿನ ಡಿಸೇಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಅಥವಾ ಡಿಸೇಬಲ್ಡ್ ಇರೋ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂತಿರೋದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿಗಳು, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಗಳು ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಕೇರ್ ವರ್ಕರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದೇರ್ ಪರ್ಸಿವರೆನ್ಸ್ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದ ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ ಹಸ್ ವೋಕನ್ ಅಪ್. Unfortunately, medical field for long has not recognized the need to look after these children. ನನ್ನ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗು mainly in pediatric neurology, but my work is mainly in neurodisability and how to look after the special children. And I really congratulate the Amara Soundarya Foundation, Ms. Meena Jain, who has been very supportive to me in engaging with Amara Soundarya Foundation and other organizations. I congratulate you, Madam, Ms. Nirmala, on taking this initiative to recognize the parents and give them a platform to express their needs. And also, as Dr. Indumati suggested, the national education policy, I think it will be a game changer, and hopefully we will be able to contribute to the betterment of these children in the long term. Okay, all the best.
Thank
you
you
very much for inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words.
Thank you.
We have also received a warm and wholehearted welcome from Mr. Sai Kumar, who is a renowned actor in the Indian film industry. He has sent in a video conveying his wishes. Let's take a look at what he said.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯ ದಿನೋತ್ಸವದ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳು. ಅಮರ್ ಸೌಂದರ್ಯ ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ ಅವರದು ಇದು ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್. ಈ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಸ್ಕಲ್ಪ್ಟರ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಈ ಮೋಟಿವೇಶನ್ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ. ಸೊ ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ತುಂಬಾ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಆಫ್ ಗಾಡ್, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಬ್ಲೆಸ್ಡ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್. ಅವ್ರಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ವಿತ್ ಅಮರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸೌಂದರ್ಯಸ್ ಡಿವೈನ್ ಬ್ಲೆಸಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ನಿರ್ಮಲಾ ಬರ್ನಾದ್ ಅವರು ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಾಗ್ಲಿ, ಶುಭವಾಗ್ಲಿ, ಜೈವಾಗ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಡೇ. ಲಾಂಗ್ ಲಿವ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ. ಜೈ ಭುವನೇಶ್ವರಿ, ಜೈ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ, ಜೈ ಭಾರತ ಮಾತೆ, ಜೈ ಹಿಂದ್.
Nice of him, kind of him.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. Let's now proceed to today's most anticipated event, the interview. The interviewer today is our very own Miss Nirmala Barnath. She is the chairperson and founder of Amara Soundarya Foundation, an NIOS accredited school that caters exclusively to children with autism, Down syndrome, and other learning difficulties, and strives to provide all the facilities required for differently abled children, from early intervention programs to therapy and vocational training under one roof. She herself is a certified special educator, a psychotherapist, and a former member of the Central Board of Certification. She has also undertaken various social programs such as Antarmukha, a campaign against child abuse, Sammilana, a campaign for inclusion of differently abled children, and Arya Vocational Training Center, a program to enable women to achieve social and economic independence. Today, she will be interviewing Ms. Hema Natraj. Ms. Hema is a successful parent and has been in the field of special education for over 2 decades and is a managing trustee of Nitya Sadhana. Over the years, she has trained children with multiple disabilities, conducted community programs, and has been a huge source of inspiration for many parents. We are pleased to welcome her to this program. Before we move on to the interview, I would like to make a few clarifications. In the course of the interview, if anybody has a question, please put them in the chat box. Ms. Hema will be answering them after the interview is over. We want to make this session as interactive as possible, giving our audience the chance to discuss their queries. Without further ado, I request Ms. Nirmala to take over and begin the interview.
Thank you, Amita. And I'm really, again, feeling so blessed and proud, Hema. I welcome you wholeheartedly. And we will start the interview. And first of all, let's understand about Nitya. Please tell us about Nitya.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see
Nitya
Nitya also there. Yes.
Yeah, say good morning. Good morning.
Very good morning, Nitya.
Happy Independence Day.
Yes, thank you. Happy Independence Day to you.
Thanks.
I am very happy that you are here with us.
Thanks.
Yes.
Yeah, good morning. Again, I would like to wish everyone very happy Independence Day. And thank you, Nirmala, for nominating me for your first award, whatever this one. It's a very nice one. And to tell about Nitya, she is our first child. She was born on November 24th, 1987. So she's the one who taught us love, hope, and patience. Everything, whatever we are today, is because of her. Of course, in the beginning, it was a little bit difficult. But then when we started accepting that we have a special child in our lives, we said that we need to really work instead of cribbing or crying. Of course, few years was there. Not that everything went on as flowery as it is, because now it's around 33 years. I'm in a position to speak and tell you. But in the first few years, for any parent, it becomes very difficult to accept that and also understand that we have a special child, because in our family, we didn't have any such child. Like this was a very new thing for us. Like I got married when I was just 22 years, and I was thinking life is going to be very flowery, happily married. You hear it in all stories, happily married ever after. Then things just when I was 23 years old, Nitya was born. So she fell from a second floor And actually from then her convulsions and all started very badly. So she was normal when she was born. Around 1.5, 2 years, she fell and then she had some brain injuries and then we had to go around. And of course, that's a story that then I started accepting and I said, something has to be done. Both of us, me and my husband, really worked hard and we really wanted to know more about this. So we really our journey started from there. So both of us started reading and finding out through many contacts, what is it? We visited many doctors from NIMHANS. So this was my first thing as soon as we came to know that we have a special child and this is going to be a challenge and we have to be with only patience, we can overcome this and nothing magical is going to happen.
That's wonderful.
So we have to have patience and love and hope that things one day would be fine, and that's how this journey of ours started.
The two things really I want to appreciate. One is accepting. The other one is the outlook towards that, how you took it. You took it in the right sense. Like, as you said, you would have faced a lot of challenges from the social perceptions, family. But I'm really happy that today Nitya is successful because of your outlook, how you took it.
Yes.
And I'd like to talk to Sir Nitya's father. This question is for him. Like, how much more important is the teamwork, sir? That is, the parents for the particularly with the differently abled children. How important, like the teamwork? How it was between you and Hema, sir?
Yeah.
How you managed?
Good morning, madam.
Yes, very good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. And before answering your question, I want to congratulate you for organizing this different event, which will definitely boost all the parents, teachers, and everybody in this field. I wish this program will go on forever.
Thank you.
And wish you all the success.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, wish you all the success. Yeah, as I said, this it is a great teamwork. In fact, bringing up a child, whether it is a normal or special child, it is a teamwork of the parents.
Yes.
Only thing is, in case of special children, we need to have more patience. And as Hema told, it is acceptance. So once you accept the things that this is what God has given us, then we can start. So first we need the acceptance. Then as bringing up any child, for the need of the special children or special child is slightly different, and our involvement is more in this bringing up the child, and especially teamwork is very much required. So unless the parents work together, so the success is very, it's not possible. So we work together as a parent, and we thought that, okay, this is a God-given opportunity to do this. And we started working and knowing more about it, as my wife said, visiting more learned people in NIMHANS, doctors. And then we started our program, how to develop and what are the things we need to do. And that is how we are able to bring up her. And probably, as we see in every child, there is always a strength and weakness. So we identified what are her strengths. She has got a major weakness of disability, or her IQ is less, but she has got a lot of strengths. So we identified the strength in her and thought, instead of looking at her weakness, so we thought that let us work on the strengths. So we thought and identified the strength and started working on that. And that is how Hema also did a course in special education. And she did a lot of training in the special education. And as a father, I encouraged her as a husband. I encouraged her, and we started working together. And probably with a good teamwork, so definitely any child can be a successful, whether he is a special child or a normal child. Success of a child depends on what efforts the parents put, and it depends on the what is the need of the child, and based on that we have to put our efforts.
Yes,
Okay, madam.
absolutely correct, sir. Absolutely correct. The teamwork is very, very important. But many cases, like in the during the admission time, will come to know, no, like when they know, okay, I don't want to accept, I don't want to tell my friends, this is what is happening. Like fathers, many fathers and many fathers. Nowadays, it is common, like these all are happening. There is no understanding, and they don't want to take responsibility, any one parent, and it is not correct. Actually, it's a perfect message for the
Correct.
parents. Like it is a teamwork. We have to
Yeah.
work together. Then we can do wonders with the child. And
Right.
like Hema ma'am, what about the schooling? I want to know about the role of the teachers and how parent can support the school system to make it more effective.
Yeah. Actually, in the beginning, I had put her to a normal school, Cambridge school, but I could see that she could not cope up to the syllabus, and I was finding it there was some difficulty. So immediately I had to shift her from there and put her to a special school. The teachers there were very, very cooperative, and in fact, after I came to know that there is some difficulty in learning, I did this learning difficulty course, like LD course that is there from
Okay.
KPMRC. And I did some few courses because I had to know first how to teach her before I could really go into this. So I only took up the responsibility of trying to teach her. And I immediately went and I found what was the thing. And of course, there were many, many teachers who helped me. I told you about Rita ma'am. She was supposed to come, but somehow she couldn't turn up today. And I had put her to a very small setup school called Deepika School.
Okay.
Where Mrs. Sita Krishnamurthy also was the principal, and she has helped me a lot in guiding me to teach how to be the principal of Deepika School. And she helped me a lot to how to do this remedial teaching and all this for these children. And so she was in the place where I was working. I put her there. And along with her, there were 2-3 teachers who were teaching. And at home, I would make it a point every day to teach her the way that we were supposed to teach our so-called special children. I took a lot of interest, and I tried to teach her reading, writing, of course, with the help of a lot of special educators and my husband also.
Okay, how important is that? So you feel by what you're telling, we feel that is understanding more about learning difficulties or getting the course done for the parents, like the mother, the father. You feel it is important.
Yeah, very important, because what happens is we try to always think that they are able to study. That's what we parents, we think, no, they can study, they are lazy, but then first we need to know about their intellectual ability. What is my child's intellectual ability? A parent has to know. Okay. Without knowing that, and without knowing their sort of whatever limits they have, we try to force them, you study this, you study that. Yes. And then if they cannot study, then we start telling them they are lazy. And then we start getting frustrated with them. Once we start getting frustrated with them, even whatever strengths they have, they will lose. So I feel as a parent, we should first know about the ability of our child. Okay. How much can my child learn? So then only we will know how to draw a line and how to start teaching them. Okay. There are some limitations where our children cannot go up to after some point. That we have to live and see how best we can help them in whichever area they are capable of. So I request the parents only to first accept them, and then after accepting, working in the right direction. Knowing how much ability, how much you can push the child. By pushing more, you're going to create more of behavior difficulties with our children. And pressure for all of us as a family.
True. Very true. So understanding about the children is very, very important. About the disability, what it is, what are their abilities and all. No? That's very, very important, as you rightly say. And what happens when they come to school also, their expectations are too high. Okay, since you all are special educators, you know what it is. In a 6 months time, 1 year time, the parents' expectations are so high because of they don't know what it is. If they know, understand this facts, if they learn themselves, no, it is easy for the children as well as for the school also. That's thank you. Then what structures other than the schooling help Nitya?
Structures are, of course, we'll have to have a correct system for her, like getting up in the morning and, you know, the time schedules, whatever we have to work with her, we have to make that as a practice. It doesn't come just one day I tell and the next day it doesn't come. Over a period, that practice has to be developed. Structure is very, very important in our child's life. Like, if we see a normal child, they can have a sort of flexible things. One day they may get up at 10 and then, okay, they know their whatever timings and all that. But for our children, what I feel is if we make a structure from the beginning, they will never forget it. Like getting up on time, then doing their normal duties, then going to school. So all that requires a little bit in the beginning. Afterwards, once they get used to it, they'll only teach us how to do it. But in the beginning, we have to be very structured. Like when they don't listen, sometimes we have to be tough. Sometimes we have to say, yes, you need to do. Sometimes we have to be liberal with them. So each day is different and we have to act according to their moods. So I feel that first we have to keep ourselves mentally and physically healthy as parents. That is very, very important because a structure can be formed only when a mother and a father has the correct sort of mindset, like a healthy mental attitude. Physically also we have to be fit. Emotionally also we shouldn't be too much always crying, or emotionally we can't be too hard. So I feel as a parent, we first have to be very, 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 very strong in whatever we are trying to do. So when we do that, then we can create a structure for our children. And telling one thing one day and not doing the other thing the next day, they will never listen to us. So when you tell something, you need to do it. We need to really work on it. And that's what the structure has to be followed, because we also have to be structured as parents.
That's good.
Some days it's okay, but most of the time we are very, we have to be very structured ourselves first.
That's good. And how did you help Nitya to face the real world after schooling? Once you finished the schooling, you would have thought, no, what's next, how to go about, and how did you help them?
Yeah, and actually, most of the vocational training was done by my husband, because after her 10th standard, I left to the US.
Okay.
I wanted to learn more about the special education. So I went to United States to do a teaching there. I got a job. My twin Prema, she was also there. She has also done special education and she helped me a lot in all this. So when she went, I decided, okay, let me go and see what I can do best for Nitya in America. So I applied for an exam and I passed and I went. So that time Nitya was in 10th standard. So she was in Cluny Convent. She completed her education. And I told my husband, I have taught her up till first to 10th standard. Now it's your turn to take her to the vocational. Because my husband has this company called Texa Power Solutions. So there I told him to train her in whatever skill she has. So the most occasional part was done by my husband and the factory people there in the company.
Okay.
So I think I will ask him to answer this.
Okay, sir, tell me how important was vocational training in making Nitya economically and socially independent?
Yeah. After her 10th standard, as Hema told, it was my responsibility to take her to the next level.
Mhm.
So she was lucky that I've got my own company. So it became very easy for her to get into a company, a organization, where once she was introduced. So we did some kind of preliminary tests in 2-3 different areas. Like first, we tried her on a computer to make some data entries.
Mm.
Then we tried her in some assembly line, electronic assembly line. And then before getting her into the training program, I told all my employees what are her strengths, what are her weaknesses, and how to handle her. So, and also it is sensitizing this thing situation. So my employees were told about her, and then later on we tried. We found within 1 or 2 months she was good in PCB assembly. That is printed circuit boards. So that is we found that when we put her to that department, she started showing more interest, and because of her hand coordination was good, so she started picking up that job quite well. So she was trained by our supervisors and our managers and our colleagues how to do it. And within 1 year, she was able to do an assembly of quite big PCB boards, and she was able to identify the components by the color or by her practice. So she was able to do the job very fast.
Okay.
And with that, she picked up, and we found that every and other thing what we have told our employees is, she may be my daughter, but she has to be treated as a regular employee. So they did all that. And whenever she did some mistakes, because we have a system where every job is inspected.
Okay.
So the inspection of her jobs were also going through the regular process. And whenever she did any mistakes, so she was called by the supervisor and explained why that has happened and how she has to take care of that. So with the help of this, she picked up and because of her, the plus point with Nitya is she has got a very good sitting tolerance.
Okay.
So when she sits for a job, she won't get up till she completes the job.
Okay.
So that is a plus point she has got. And she is very disciplined as far as her timings are concerned. So she was on time, whatever the working hours were there. So she was in her seat like from 9 to 1 to 9:30 to 1:30. 1:30 exactly she gets up for lunch.
Okay.
So she is back in seat at 2 o'clock. And exactly at 6 o'clock she will get up, whatever may be. So she was following the time, and because of her sitting tolerance and discipline in her work, we found that she was successful.
That's wonderful, wonderful. Maybe that structure, what Hema was telling, helped here also. Maybe she's used it to the timings and the system. That's
right. Correct.
So from the beginning, we need to manage that or train the children to be structured or follow certain timetable so that they will develop that later on. It will be very useful. And Hemaji, what do you think? How important is vocational training in making children socially and economically independent? Keeping Nitya Sadhana in mind, I'm asking you this question.
Yeah. Actually, vocational training is very, very important. Now, as Mrs. Indumati Rao said, the present education system is very good. They have said they have given lots of importance to vocational training.
Okay.
They've also said from 6th standard you can start vocational and all that. So actually, I feel the skill what we have to do is very important to develop the skill, because all children cannot study. Like they can go up to certain only stage, like especially our differently able children. So they can go up to 10th standard, 12th standard. And moreover, 10th standard, even I don't know how much they would have learned in social studies, science, and now with all the scribes and all that. The input or whatever education they have, that has to be done in a, what you call that, hands-on activities.
Okay.
So only then whatever we are teaching them will be helpful. So from the beginning, I was, even when she was in 3rd or 4th standard, like whatever level that I was trying to teach her, I was just seeing where I can tap her skill. She was very good, as my husband said, very good in focus and sitting. So I would give her a lot of passages to type on the computer. So I was just seeing, and I made it a point for her to at least learn a little bit of reading and writing and a little bit comprehension, because then she can do something that anyone teaches her. So luckily she learned it. And even hands-on activities like fine motor, whatever, I think you'll be knowing, we do a lot in special education, fine motor, then hand coordination. All these things I was trying to develop, looking at so that her fingers are more strong and she can do some activity on the computer or any small activity that maybe beading, threading the beads. All these activities I was trying to focus, only thinking on a larger scale for the next what we can do. And trying to teach her to cut the vegetables. Every education, even in the school, what I taught, I made it a point like that. I was also a teacher at Deepika school. So whatever I was trying to do, for me, it was only that, what next? Simply teaching them ABCD, cat, bat, mat will not work. So what is it that we can do later on when they become 18 years? Because we know that most of our children, I'm not saying everyone, most of like mild mental retardation cannot go to colleges and all that. Even if they go, it is very stressful for them to complete the syllabus and all. So that's how I was always keeping from day one occasional training. And she was very good at computers. So I was trying to give her a lot of passages on the computer. Whenever she's free, give her a lot of coloring activity, give her fine motor. So that let her learn how to sit. Occasional is very, very important. I advise the parents or any special educator, whoever is here, I feel that at every stage, it need not be that only after 10th you start teaching them occasional. That is not the way. From 1st standard, 2nd standard, in each in our child, we can see God would have given them some strengths. What we do is only we start cribbing and see what they cannot do. So that has to be stopped. What my child can do, you write it down on a paper. Today you are teaching, you write it down. Okay, I found that she's doing this, so she can do this. So only we will put the positive points first. Let's not think about the negative. What she can't do, she can't do. She can never do it. How much ever you train her, how much ever you, I'm not saying only for my daughter, for everyone. So we have to only look at the strengths, and then occasional has to be done from day one. It need not start, then it will be too late. Because many come to us and say, ma'am, till now I was only teaching them so many things. Even in Nitya Sadhana, we get so many children almost every day. So what we do is we only see what their skills are and we tell them, focus on their skills. So that way they can at least be employable and not be a liability to anyone. Like occasional has to be there. So from day one, we have to target. Being a parent, I request all the parents, please look at the strengths and please see in whichever occasion. And I assure you that every child has some very good skill in them. We have to tap that, that's all. That we have to have an open eye and very deeply we have to be observing every day. What I can do, what I can do. Keep on thinking and try a trial and error basis. Then they'll definitely succeed. First, let us not think what they cannot do. Forget what they cannot do. Concentrate on what they can do. Definitely, occasion is very important and it has to start from early stage.
Early stages. I always say that actually kitchen itself is a lab. Like they can start from there also. Yeah. So later on, definitely, as you said, they can do a lot of experiments because we'll have a lot of time also to understand the child's strengths. So we can focus more on the strengths and definitely the child will be successful. That's really wonderful. May I know that the boss of Nitya is here? Is she?
Yeah, she's here.
With
I
us?
think,
yeah.
so nice.
Okay. Namaste, Sona Harish. Okay, this is for you.
Worker, not the boss.
Because you are the one who are training. She listens to you. She is learning from you. So you are the boss. Okay. So what are the...
Sona, she's very happy to see you. Sorry to interrupt. She's very happy to see you.
Oh.
Actually, even Nitya will talk. I made
Oh,
her
definitely.
on her own. She has written. She will afterwards. Okay.
Okay, I'm very glad. I'm very, very happy for that. Definitely, I will talk to her next. And what is my question to you is, ma'am, what are some of the challenges employers face from the parents of differently abled children, and what would you like to tell them, tell the parents?
Okay. First of all, let me congratulate you for this wonderful initiative.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, in case of Nitya, I have seen her from a very small child, and I know Hema and Natraj, we are good friends. This point did not arise for me because they believe in me. Even I have confidence. I've seen Nitya. But one point of time, there were 3 kids from Nitya Sadhana who were working in a factory. So one of the parents had full confidence in us. One of the parent used to ask, she had that how he's doing, like that. She used to visit often. That is what Hema told is really good. That when they are doing the job, they give full whatever their concentration, everything they give. So you have the confidence in the child that they will definitely come up. That is the main thing.
And also to give time also, I think.
As Natraj told, Nitya is very punctual. She works very hard. And her spelling mistakes are minute, like 1 or 2. She's so good. I can give her 99.9 in English. In the numbering, she does data entry, and in the numbering after 999, 1000 and all, she gets confused. She'll ask me. For the parents, that is what I tell. You just have confidence in them. You just make them responsible. They give full. I think more than normal people, they give full time and energy, whatever it is. That is what I have seen from all the 3 who work with me.
Okay. What's your advice to the parents when they are in the learning process?
Actually, in a factory, when they come, they would have learned. They would have been trained.
No, for the parents, like how the parents respond, like are they making you
have confidence in the child that they will definitely come up, and they give their full 100%. They give. That is what I have learned working with these kind of children. I'm very happy to be part of this with whoever it is. There were 3 at a time. Now even okay.
That's really. So you're telling the parents to have the confidence in the children.
Yeah, that is what. Yes. Don't expect 100%. We can't expect 100% from our normal kids. Okay, some mistakes happen. They will learn, and they feel bad if we tell them na, there is some mistake. They feel bad, but we have to tell them in a very soft way, like. So they definitely take it so seriously that they won't repeat the mistake.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. Okay, now we'll listen to Nitya. Nitya, like how supportive were your parents in your learning process? As simply to put it, tell me about your parents, no?
They will give breakfast in the morning. They will give coffee for me.
Take care.
Sorry to interrupt you. Shall I ask questions? She will answer me.
Yeah, please
Yeah?
please do that.
Okay.
Yes.
Neetu, happy Independence Day.
Thanks.
Okay, tell me, where do you work?
Texel.
Okay, what do you do?
Data entry.
Yeah, data entry. You actually you enter 3 different files. Huh?
Yes.
Is that not? Yeah. Can you name
Yes.
it? Yeah, tell me now.
Branch.
Very good. One more.
MLN.
Very good.
Payment.
Very good. Very good.
That's wonderful. That's very, very nice to hear from you, Nitya. I'm we all are proud of you. Thank you very
Thanks.
much. Okay. Yes. Okay. So finally,
Just
Hema
want to tell you
this
one
is our
thing,
last
Nirmala.
question.
Nirmala, just I want to
Yes.
share one thing. She's been working from 13 years.
Superb, superb. How do you feel, Hema ji, like to see your daughter like independent and going to office every day, working there?
I feel really proud. I want more children also. Nitya is not my only child. The other children who come to us, I want to see them also employable. I want to see them being independent. So Beena and me are trying to do our best to see that most of our children are independent. And in Nitya Sadhana, most of our children are employed. And they are trying to get a decent amount of stipend. And we see to it that all of them become economically, and because that's what a parent will wish for. So we are trying our best in Nitya Sadhana also to do the same thing. Luckily for me, my husband has a company. So both of us try to make each and every individual whoever comes to become independent. I would like to see that. And, you know, being so independent, and they spend a quality time. Like they don't have a lot of time for other behavior issues. Like morning 9:30, if she goes, she comes back only by 6:30. And she doesn't take leave at all.
Okay.
Only when she's sick or something. Even during this Corona time, she has been going from April. So in the factory also, they have taught her social distancing mask. So I must thank Sona for it, and all the employees there. They're being very careful with her, and seeing that even Corona during that time also, she's thankfully she's doing a good job. So training is there.
Really
I think most of us can.
Yes.
Training.
That's really wonderful. Wonderful.
One small interruption, madam.
Yeah, sir. Tell me, sir. Please,
I just
please go ahead.
wanted to inform you that apart from Nitya, Texer has employed 4 more employees with learning difficulties, and they are all working in our Mysore plant, and they are staying in a PG. 3 boys, they are staying together in a PG, and they are working from last 3 years, and they are totally independent. So they have some learning difficulties.
Wonderful.
And everything. All the 3 were trained by Nitya Sadhana, and now all the 3 are working in our production unit in PCB assembly, wiring, and whatever job. There also we have taken given them the training, factory culture, and they are very successful from last 3 years. Okay.
Very good. That's good, sir. That's excellent. Excellent.
Okay.
This is what definitely this is motivating for the parents, and we definitely have the hope tomorrow our children can also be successful. We need to identify their abilities, as Hema said. And on this Independence Day, we all should promise to ourselves that I will focus on what the child needs, and we will work towards together. Even the school, the teachers, the parents, together if we work, if we plan, if we have a goal, definitely we will see the bright side of the child, and the child will be successful. And now we will just see the questions like the other parents are asking. I request Amita to continue, please. Yes, Amita.
Thank you, Ms. Nirmala, Ms. Hema, and Mr. Nataraj for such an informative interview session. I'm sure our audience got a lot of perspective to deal with the issues relating to differently abled children. Now let's look at a few questions that our audience has. I think first the question is, what is vocational training?
Yes, Hemaji, you can unmute and speak. The parent is asking, what is vocational training? Yes.
Vocational training is anything that you really want to develop on that skill for their livelihood or for their future. Now in academics, we teach them all about learning alphabets, then reading, comprehension, math. But in vocational, we try to train them for jobs. So maybe any job, maybe paper bag, anything that they develop so that it helps them in their livelihood and their future. So vocational training is nothing but a sort of work that we train so that they can become more independent. It's not academics. Vocational training is training them for work.
If there are any other questions that the audience has for Ms. Hema, please put them in the chat box and Ms. Hema will be answering them. There's another question. They're asking if there are any more branches of Nitya Sadhana in Bangalore other than Vijayanagar.
No, we have only one setup in Vijayanagar. We don't have any other branches. Many people ask, but it's very difficult for us to have manpower and the work that we have to take it. So it's in the, not in the prime city only, it's in southern Bangalore, Vijayanagar. So we do not have any branches.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Ms. Hema.
One second. No, I want to add on this. We have few vocational training centers, like pre-vocational course. This we have done in Sophia School and Deepika School, and now we also have in Bangalore International School. So we do these pre-vocational classes, wherein it will help them to become more trained before they come to us. So we do vocational training centers in different parts of the school in Bangalore.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Hema. There's also another question. The audience wants to know where exactly is Nitya Sadhana located in Vijayanagar? If you could tell us where exactly it is located.
In Vijayanagar, it's in Vijayanagar. I'll share the address and all the other things. It's in Pipeline Road, Vijayanagar. There's a park, JP Park, just opposite to it. It's near Vijayanagar bus stand. I'll share the address.
Thank you, Ms.
Share the address and
I hope that answered.
Yeah.
I have one question to Ms. Hema and her husband, Mr. Nataraj. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Hello, sir. Namaskara. I think it's a fantastic job that you both have done. You've not just taken care of your child and also thought about other children. I just want to ask you, if other parents want to join hands and do something similarly, would you be open for the thoughts, and how to get in touch with you?
Yeah, we can. We can definitely have a chat together and find out what exactly you want, and I think we will do it. It's actually, we all parents have to sit together, and now our next question is what after us? So that's the next question. So we as parents all have to come together and we have to do, we can definitely sit and talk. We are open to it. I hope my husband is okay.
Yeah,
I'm sure he will be.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
He will be. When Hema says, that's it.
No.
Question on skill. Is the skill only on electronic components assembly, or any other skills being taught and trained?
Yes. In Nitya Sadhana, we train in electronics, then office assistant we have, where our children are trained to be in the front office, receive phone calls and all that. And then we have a special educator aid program where our children are an assistant to a teacher, like they can be taken in schools. So many preschool schools have taken our children. So we have training in that also. And we teach them data entry, computers and all those things. And we also have a paper bag section where we make paper bags and give it. There's a place in Malleshwaram called Chaitanya Trust. So they give orders for our paper bags and we give it to them. And of course, locally also we try to give. So we have 5 types of training. In electronics, office assistant, special educator, paper bags, and also computers.
Thank you, Ms. Hema. There's another question from our audience. It's to talk about tips. Is there any tips or ideas to identify the child's interest?
That's what, as I said, from the beginning, we have to be very focused on whatever our child has. Like, we can't take anything for granted. Like, maybe that's what I was saying. With my daughter, I was always seeing that she was very focused in sitting in one place. So I was always thinking of her trying to do something which needed a lot of sitting. Now, there are some children who can't sit in a place and keep moving around and all those things. So for them, they can try some marketing and like a little bit of sales or whatever, we can try, or talking in over the phone, because we have so many different types of children in a Nitya Sadhana that immediately when we see them, we feel, oh, okay, this child can be put to office assistant. Now this child has a very good comprehension, can answer questions and all. Then the girl, like any one who is interested in this, then we think, okay, they can become a teacher. So a parent only has to identify that. For that, we have to take the minute details. It doesn't come just simply by sitting 1 day, 2 days. Maybe even when they're any work that they're doing in the kitchen, homework, or talking with us, anything, all these details, we have to be very observant. That's what, as I said, every day is a learning and a challenge for us as mothers and parents. We have to keep seeing. See, it doesn't mean that now she's working, everything is fine. No, there are so many other things which I still am working on. It does not complete. Special education is not complete. One thing is over, another thing would like to keep, another thing will come up, another behavior things will come. So that you deal with that in which way. So lifelong, till they are there, we learning from them. That's what I have felt. More than we will learn from them what strengths they have, what weakness they have. And then handling each situation. That is also very important.
I have a question. Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
Yes, sir. Balakrishna, sir. Yes, sir.
So, see, as public, now today, so many things I could learn from this. So, what have you done in this case of public awareness regarding this? lots have to be done because public absolutely they don't know much about all these things. So what have you done on that count?
Yes. Of course, as it is a very important point, as you said, see, many of our children, public, as you said, they are not so sensitized to it. Like we have few issues, like our children go by bus and all that. So sometimes the conductors itself, they don't understand what our children are. And we have had issues where they had tried to harass our children and put them. So actually my friend, she's here, Bina, I don't know if she'll be able to answer it, but I'll try to tell. So she wrote to the disability department herself, and then we went to Mr. Basaraj. And then he made a statement, and then we had to go to the KSRTC department in the bus. And then they issued a letter stating that they are not supposed to harass our children. And in such cases, if it happens, severe action will be taken. One of our students was so smart enough, he wrote it down in the paper, the bus number and this one. And he said, I've been harassed too much, I'm fed up. Because you know what happened? They had a bus pass. And for everyone, I don't know, this year they had given PH, physically handicapped or something they're given, although they were mild mental retarded. So they were asking them, Nimge enagide, what's wrong with you? Nivyake, nimge enake bus pass, nimge sumne duddu ulsake anta, they had tried to harass. And one of our child had got very much insulted and he felt very sad. So he came up to me and said, ma'am, it was almost 2-3 times that this case had happened. So then Bina took the files of everyone and then we wrote to the disability department. And now that case, now everyone have been given a letter and the issue has been done. Even in my case, to be very frank, when I take her out, people look at me as if I've done a big sin and they feel that from where I have come and where she has come, because sometimes they can be seen by their faces only. But I am very, very open. I don't care. I ask them, why are you gaping at me? Like first I would ask, nowadays I just ignore. But as you said, this is a very sensitive thing because many times I send her to the shops and all that. So many people, sometimes they've scolded me, why do you want to send her to a shop? She won't understand. So there I had to go and tell them, no, that's not the thing I want her to learn. So see, sir, we can't make everyone understand. That's the whole part of it. At least a minor part of the group, if we are able to understand, it's okay. But this is a big issue, whatever you're telling me. It's a very, very big issue. Now, for me, my neighbors know what Nitya is. The whole road knows and the next road, everyone knows. So with me, thankfully, even if they've scolded me, I have gone up to them, spoken to them and openly told them, see, this may be an issue, but please try to treat her properly. She has a right to live in the society. You cannot insult her or you cannot do that. So there are many issues, as you said. They keep looking at us as if we have done a sin that such a child is born to us. And when we go, they again look at her 2-3 times. Many people have come up to and asked me, what's wrong? What's wrong? I don't feel I should answer each and everyone. This is my life. I don't answer everyone. Sorry if I've been too long. I'm sorry.
No, that is perfect. That's perfect.
Sorry.
No, that's perfect. It's needed. See, that is what, first as a parent, we need to accept the child. We should be confident and we should be ready to face the world. Then it becomes very simple. Otherwise, if we keep the child inside, nothing will happen. Everything remains the same. I appreciate that. And now I request Bina, the partner, the Bina, the partner, the friend, to talk about Hema man. Unmute, please unmute and Bina. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody, and wonderful seeing so many of us participating in such an event on Independence Day. Gives me great pleasure. Hema is a great friend and great motivator when it comes to working with special children. Okay. And the way, like she has been saying, taking everything in her stride and being absolutely calm with all the situations. So even at Nitya Sadhana, when we work together, handling parents, everything she does. Okay, so she's fantastic in understanding the parents and what they are going through, and giving them suggestions for what particular area of vocational training they should go to. And she is very frank, and I think parents appreciate that a lot. So in the organization, I think the emotional part of handling everything she does. Okay, and what I hear from her is the organization's systematic and the discipline part of it I handle. So we make a great team. I'm so proud to be working with her. Thank you.
Recognize the exceptional work done by you, Ms. Hema, in upbringing your daughter in the field of special education, and we thank you for your contribution. As a token of appreciation, I request Ms. Nirmala to virtually present to you the Great Sculptor Award.
I'm really happy and proud to present this.
I'm very happy to present this to Hema, and I'm very sorry for the inconvenience due to the network issues. And I'll be sending this to you, Hema ji.
Thank you. I'll put it in our center. Thank you so much. It looks wonderful.
I'm very thankful for coming here and sharing your experiences. And next month, we will meet the new parent with their experiences, and will get motivated, and we will work for our children in focus, and definitely will be successful. Thank you very much. Even Beena know about this. She's also coming and training the teachers here, and we are always there since years, we know, and definitely we will work together for the children. That's wonderful knowing more about you. And sir, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Can I leave?
Reached the last segment of today's session.
Just a second.
It's my privilege to propose a word of thanks and acknowledge the contributions of those who worked really hard to make this session a successful one. Firstly, I would like to thank our esteemed guests, Dr. Indumati Rao and Dr. Ravi Kumar, who gave us a bit of precious time to take part in this session. Secondly, I would like to thank Ms. Hema and Mr. Natraj for accepting our invitation to be interviewed, and not only giving us your time, but providing us with valuable information and helping us understand the needs of a differently abled child. Thirdly, our sincere gratitude goes towards Ms. Nirmala Amarnath, who came up with this fantastic idea of interview session series. Her creativity and constant contribution towards society always surprises us. Fourthly, I would like to thank the board of members of Amara Soundarya Foundation, and most importantly, our audience who took the time to participate in today's session. Lastly, but not the least, I would like to thank the sculptors behind the great sculptor, Satvik, Vidisha, Vikram, and Vaibhav Rao, whose constant support and hard work made this online session a successful one. Thank you all. The first session of the great sculptor has come to an end. This session happens every third Saturday of the month. Hoping to see you again next month. Thank you and have a great day.